Chapter 11. 28, titled RPG. Chapter starts in Big Stein Castle. Sanji carries Nami and jumps down from the castle with Luffy, Zoro, and Usopp. They arrive to the land below, and we can see that the entire kingdom is made of Lego pieces, with huge Yggdrasil tree in the middle. Zoro explains that he woke up at the other side of town, and then he followed the noise to find Luffy defeating Giant Rabbit. Luffy says Usopp that he should be able to defeat that lion on his own. Usopp replies he was in a panic since he woke up while being eaten by the cat. Usopp says this kingdom is not Elbaf since their giant warrior outfits are normal size. So Straw Hat Crew decides to go to the giant town to ask people what is happening. On the way to the town, they encounter a normal-sized bearded guy wearing giant outfits riding a giant grasshopper. Bearded guy says, "Oh, you guys are new here, right? This is the land of gods." Bearded guy explains that this is a country ruled by gods, the ear god rabbit, the spike god hedgehog, and Iskat, 17 the cat, that rules the castle. Bearded guy adds that recently, there's also the incident of ear god that being burned to death outside of town. Luffy replies, "Ah, my bad." But Usopp covers Luffy's mouth before Luffy talks too much, while Zoro, Nami, and Sanji are whistling and looking the other way to hide that they killed the rabbit. Bearded guy says if you are hungry, you can just come by our town to get some rations, but you can't go to the other side of the castle. Luffy asks, "Why?" Bearded guy says that the sun god's temple is there, and it's guarded by ferocious guardians. No one has ever approached the temple and returned to tell the tale. Nami says, "Wait, don't phrase it like that, or he will." When Luffy hears bearded guy words, his face changes to a very funny facial expression and runs right to the sun god's temple. Zoro got interested when he hears there are guardian beasts and run after Luffy. Sanji scolds Zoro for always going with Luffy's flow. As Luffy is running, he wonders why the road seems so long and the entire kingdom looks so wide, but suddenly he hits something invisible and breaks it. It is revealed to be a giant mirror. The sky and wide scenery they see are all mirror reflection. The people in Lego Town are shocked to see the sky cracks above them. Luffy crosses that mirror and falls to the floor. After the mirror is broken, it's revealed that the entire Lego kingdom is a model or diorama placed in a giant's room. The diorama is inside a huge cage covered with glass. From inside, the glasses are mirrors, but from outside look like a fish tank. We can see the inside from the outside. The cage takes up a large part of the room from top to bottom of the room, and the front part of the cage has a huge grill with a door with the size for a giant. In the room, there are some furniture too, like a giant wood table, and on top of the table, there are fabrics, threads, and a giant sewing machine. We can see a lot of Lego pieces disperse in the floor of the room where Luffy fell. Straw Hat Crew is in shock. Nami says, "What is going on?" Sanji says, "If there are giants living on this side, it would be as if we are some pets being given an elaborated cage." Nami says, "It can't be." Then a mysterious person says, "What was that noise? Are you on my side? Help me." That mysterious voice is Chopper, that is captive outside the cage in the giant wood table. Zoro releases him, and Chopper crying hugs Nami. Chopper says, "Why? Everyone, I'm so glad you guys found me." Nami says, "Chopper, you poor thing. It's all right now." Chopper says, "My collar was so hard I couldn't get it off. I really thought this is the end for me." Nami says, "Now you owe me one." Usopp says, "Nami, you were crying yourself not so long ago." Usopp and Zoro examine all the stuff in the table. Luffy does the same in the floor. Zoro says a room built for giants, but with human-sized clothing? I suppose it's like changing clothes for dolls, huh? Usopp says, "Makes me wonder if that sun god is a really delicate person." Luffy says, "This room is full of that blocks." Sanji says, "Yeah, this land is full of them. The reason the smell was unbearable when we roasted the rabbit. was due to all the synthetic resin burning with it. Straw Hat crew look around, and Sanji assumes that giant room is the sun god's temple. Zoro says people in costume that live in Diorama Town are like pet for sun god to observe them via glass. Suddenly, two new giant animals appear in the giant room, a giant snake. Its name is based on the world serpent Jormungandr in Norse mythology, and Munin, a giant raven with a skull on its head. Its name is a mix of Munin and Hugin, Odin's ravens in Norse mythology. Luffy and the other fight against them, wrecking stuff of the room and making room catch fire. Cut to the outside the room, we see that Sun God is walking down a corridor towards the room. Room door has a Z symbol. Sun God is a giant far larger than any normal giant we saw so far, except Oars, but we can't see yet if Sun God is a man or a woman. Sun God is a slim giant that wears a black long tunic and a deer skull with big antlers and mane that covers her face, and Sun God has a staff and a shield with sun symbol. Sun God notices that smoke and noise are coming from the room, so Sun God enters the room and is shocked to see Luffy destroying it while they are fighting the animals. Luffy is using Gear 5 and laughing in the middle of fire that is burning the room. Then he uses Gomu Gomu no Dawn Pistol to defeat the giant snake. On the other hand, Zoro defeats Giant Crow. Then Straw Hat crew enters into the diorama to evade Sun God, and they encounter again Iscat Giant Cat they defeated in the castle. Iscat is very angry, but they hit Iscat's head and get on it while Nami shows them a map she found. Chopper says, "The cat said I will remember this." Nami says, "Okay, but more importantly, look. We didn't get what we were looking for, but we did find the blueprint of this land of blocks." Sanji says, "In other words, a map?" Zoro says, "He's coming." In the amazing final double page of the chapter, we see Straw Hat crew riding Iscat through the diorama town with Sun God chasing them. Town people are in shock when they see enraged Sun God. Sun God says, "How dare you?" Nami says, "Guys, get ready. If we run at a straight line, there's another mirror ahead. If we destroy it along with the wall, we will be outside." Luffy says, "Yes, let's get out of here." Town people says, "What?" The Sun God is furious. Sun God says, "You won't get away." End of the chapter. No break next week. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section. For more anime content, subscribe to the channel. That's it for today. Peace out.